Hey, what's up, guys? It's 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹. If you are tuning in late after the stream, probably a good idea to skip ahead for a while. We're just waiting for people to get in because it might end up being some dead space for a few minutes until we have some questions going. Yeah, but basically today was a lot of sourcing. I was learning some new things with social media, getting some things set up. Yeah, just a bunch of different stuff. Got up pretty early this morning. And while we're waiting for people to show up, I'm just emailing Roseanne, who helps me with sourcing, giving her some guidance for what I'd like her to work on today. I found some potential leads for her to look into. And so she's good at doing that. So I'm going to ask her to look into those. So yeah, we're just waiting for some people to get in here. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Yeah, so today I did a bunch of sourcing, was learning about social media stuff from, yeah, just like getting a webcam set up, getting a couple other things set up. Went to Best Buy today. Don't go to Best Buy too much, but it's interesting going right in the middle of the day. If you guys have any Amazon questions, let me know. I'd love to talk about them. 𝗬𝗏𝗡, what's up? We're just hanging out for a little while. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I don't think I've met you, 𝗬𝗏𝗡, but it's good to meet you. I'm probably not even saying that correctly. If you guys are in the chat, put what business model of Amazon you do, whether it's books, whether it's retail arbitrage, whether it's online arbitrage, whether it's wholesale. I do OA. The Asian flipper has a really good question. And it's cool. We can talk about that in a ton of detail here. So yeah, the way that I see it, I totally understand where you're coming from. The Asian flipper's asking, don't you worry about IP complaints if you sell used items? So booksellers are selling all used items and they don't have receipts for anything, but yet they sell hundreds, thousands, potentially tens of thousands of books every single year, and they don't worry about IP complaints. And so for me, I just stay away from the brands that look like they're going to IP complain. I stay away from things that the brands are super competitive on and the brand is selling on the listing. And then I really feel the same way as booksellers. I don't worry about it. But yeah, that's a great question, because I felt that way a lot. I also try and stick to used a lot of the time, I don't want someone to say, oh, this item actually isn't new. Where are your receipts? But if you're selling used items, like, it's still not foolproof. Like, you still could get an IP complaint, but like, I get very few IP complaints. I think I've had one, and I've been selling used items like, yeah, it's been like since November, I've been selling mostly used items. So in the grand scheme of things, that's not that much. DeWitt says, I started OA a couple weeks ago trying to grow. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, I'm sure you've noticed it's a huge learning curve, but like, it's amazing because at some point it clicks and then you just like double. It's pretty amazing actually. I'd be curious to see like what you're most struggling with. But yeah, let's look at this. Do you think new sellers should start working on ungating, or do you think we should keep selling unrestricted products until we get auto ungated? So I'm not exactly sure what categories you're thinking of, but it seems like if you started OA a couple weeks ago, you're probably not ungated in grocery or health and beauty, or potentially toys. So it really depends on what you want to do. I think getting ungated is a really good thing to do. You can do that pretty easily through Frontier Co-op for groceries and beauty. I'm curious if you know what the ungating process is like, but yeah. And getting auto ungated, let me see how to say this, but getting on auto ungated, it does take doing like a good amount of sales for quite a while in order to get auto ungated. It's much easier to just go ahead and do the Frontier Co-op. Especially if you're wanting to do health and beauty, you know? The Asian Flipper says, it would be best if you do a tutorial about the 𝗬𝗂 charts for used items. Yeah, so that's an interesting thing, and I didn't know how to do that at the start either. I can basically verbally explain it, and then maybe I'll make a video about that as well. I do have another 𝗬𝗂 tutorial earlier in my YouTube, just in general. But a 𝗬𝗂 tutorial for used items. So basically what I do is I just look at the overall competition of the whole listing, including new and the used items. I still do the whole thing where I see who's actually competitive, and I factor those into how many sales I think I'm going to get per month. Because there's no good way to see, as far as I know. Most of the time when the 𝗬𝗂 like sales rank, green line drops. It's hard to know whether it's from the new or the used seller, unless you see that like the used item suddenly isn't in stock anymore. Then you know it was the used. Another way you can also look at this and get an idea of what's actually selling is like, let's say the listing has like 7 new sellers and like 4 used sellers. And if you go all the way to the lowest part of the 𝗬𝗂 graph, you'll see the new and used offer counts. And if you see that it suddenly goes to 3 used instead of 4, you'll know that most likely one of those people went completely out of stock. Most people don't just randomly remove or order their stuff. They usually slash prices until they actually sell out. If it's one of those situations where they're not going to get the sale. So that's another way that you can see whether an item is moving used or not. Let me know if that answers your question at all. Let's see if I can find this YouTube video about 𝗬𝗂 in general. Might be a minute. Tucker, what's up? I took down that story because I realized that people thought that I was snowboarding today. That was from a while ago. I just wanted a background to like ask people if they had questions and stuff. And I realized that people thought I was snowboarding today. I'm like, oh, I'm not snowboarding today. But back in late January, it was amazing. Hey, what's up, Josiah? It's good to see you. Still going to be on for another like 15 minutes. Let's see if I can invite someone. I don't know if you're wanting to join, but I'll send you this link if you want to. I'm driving right now, definitely next time. Okay, cool. Well, at least the DMV was like super quick, it seems. Oh no, you're driving to the DMV, right? What mountain do you go to? Yeah, I think that mountain was Breckenridge. No. That was Keystone. And Keystone's my favorite. We were in Colorado. Yeah, Keystone's my favorite. Breckenridge is pretty good. It was fun to do the T-bar. I don't know if you've ever done the T-bar. Keystone's really steep and like all of it is long, so that's fun. I gave up on the DMV and quit. Go back another day. Was there too many people in line, or DMV's scary? I think we've all had traumatic experiences from the DMV. Traumatic. Going all the way to the top, you mean? The T-bar. Yeah, so I don't know if you've like most of the time there's like there's just like a regular lift that you sit on, but the T-bar you literally like, I don't know, it's literally just like a T and like you kind of sit on it and it just like drags you up the mountain. Your board or your skis are just like dragging on the ground as you're going up, so you have to like balance as you go up. Otherwise you fall off and you look like a complete idiot. So I was scared the whole time, but it was a couple hour wait. Didn't you have an appointment though? That would make me mad if I set an appointment and then they're like, yeah, it's a couple hour wait. And I hope you're texting at stoplights. No shade though. I've done it before. How much did I buy today? So this week so far, including yesterday. So I started like this week on Sunday. So how much did I buy? I bought like, I think I'm at like 2,900 total spent. Actually it's 2,900 that I've book kept. So I'm well over 3,000 at this point. The tentative goal is around like 15K for the week. Yeah, don't text and drive. Yeah, I used to do that quite a bit, and I really try not to these days. Who's my biggest hero in the Amazon game? Yeah, so there's a couple like people who have helped me so much in the Amazon game. Number one, Romer the Romer. He is the first person who helped me learn how to sell books, like seriously. And it was because I took his course, the Book Business Blueprint, that I was even able to go full-time selling on Amazon. So that helped me a huge deal. So Romer the Romer. And then I learned a lot from Hustle Buddies early on, and that got me started with RA. And then I learned a lot more about online arbitrage and all of that from Flips for Miles and Fields of Profit. Probably those two people the most. And they've inspired me a ton. They were like really hammered into me, like, you need to spend more money and you're going to end up making more profit. And like, I think even in like December, January, like I would spend 3,000 in a week and I'd be like anxious and scared about it. Like, is this going to work out? But now it's like an average of 10 to 14K a week and working on growing that. And it's amazing as you continue spending more and more and like the things like continue to sell and your sales continue to go up. You're like, why was I so nervous about spending so much money? Like I should have been nervous about not spending money. Tucker, who would you say that your biggest hero in the Amazon game is? What's your favorite cashback, gift card, or coupon hacks? Let's see, favorite cashback, gift card, or coupon hacks. So this is a slightly different one, and I think we both know this one. It's not exactly the same thing, but the biggest one that I've found is sending my items to a tax-free prep center, because if I spend $100 and my sales tax is $7, I would have to pay $107 buy cost for that. But if I send it to a prep center, I'm literally only paying $100. So even on $100, it saves me $7 whole. And so at the scale of spending 15K a week, get my calculator out here, that's a savings of $1,000 a week. Like that's a huge, huge deal. Like that's massive. So that's bigger than the cashback, gift card, coupon hacks. I also try and run everything through the Capital One Spark 2% or the Amex Plum 1.5% cashback. Gift card and coupons, I don't do those too much. I could get better at those. KT hustles. Yeah, doesn't he do like consistent 100K months like most of the time? Yep. I'm literally doing 90K mostly from eBay. Buy low, sell high, baby. I do some other items, but it's mostly eBay. I did a ton of Air Force Ones in Q4. Those were good to me. Yeah, it's weird. Not too many people it seems, do eBay to Amazon. Seems like a pretty good model to me, but I mean, it's kind of however you want to do it and whatever works for you and whatever clicks in your head. And I think what you put attention on ends up growing usually. So if you really focus on getting good at something, you're going to end up finding a way to make it work well for you. And from the way that the month started, I didn't think I was going to end up hitting 90K this month, but today like ended up being a really good sales day to get me caught up. Can you give us an example of an old product that I've sold? Yeah, actually, let me see if I can find it. I don't sell this one anymore. What was it called? It was like this vintage can opener that sells for like $150 for some reason. Like I can't imagine buying a can opener for $150, but it is what it is, huh? Let's see. Can opener. Looking in my document to see if I can find this ASIN. I'm seeing if I can find it. I think I posted about it a while ago. On the way home, this one did not go as well. Ended up finding Let me just see if I can think of another one. I can't find the ASIN for this. I find it on my purchased items on eBay. Here we go. All right, I found it. So it's a, to answer your question, can you give us an example of an old product that you've sold? So I sold this vintage Black Decker 𝗬𝗓 under the cabinet electric can opener. So I bought it for around $93. Let's see how much. It was selling for around $160. So Black Decker 𝗬𝗓 can opener. It's probably still profitable. Oh geez. If you sell it as new, it's like $318. Yeah, so people are still selling it for it looks like around $150. I wish I could pull it up on the screen. I don't know how to do that. Oh, geez. It's it's probably actually profitable right now. I mean, the lowest offer right now is 136, but then there's also someone selling it used like new for like 231, and the buy box used good is 183. So actually, if you were able to find this for 93, that's $53 profit right there. It's this 𝗖cie. Exclusive profitable 𝗖cie for whoever's in the live stream. This one, if you can find it on eBay. But yeah, let's see. How many did I sell? I think I sold like 3. The problem with this one, it was slightly slow. Like, it's not that bad. It's just, it was just a bit slow. I didn't feel like continuing to sell it. I'm going to look and see how many I sold. Yeah, I ended up only selling one of these. I sold for 152. But yeah, the problem with this one was that it was too slow. There's too many people selling it compared to how fast it sells. Yeah, it's just like a little bit too slow, but like it's a chunky profit. So that's just an example of something that I did sell in the past. But yeah, I mean, you want to find something that flies off the shelves, not a 250,000 rank. And am I FBA or FBM? Yeah, I do completely FBA because I really value them shipping to the customer. That's, yeah, I value that. Yeah, so Tucker says, are you FBA or FBM? I do. Oh, my phone went off. But I do completely FBA. Yeah. Can you explain how you source products or how your VA sources? So what I do is I have a big document full of items that I am on the lookout for to buy from certain prices on eBay. So either you can do this 2 ways. You can look for expensive items on eBay and then look for Amazon listings like the 𝗖cie, or you can look for expensive Amazon listings, and then you can look for listings on eBay. And you can find matches and see if you can find the item on eBay for a profitable price. And if you do that enough times, you'll end up finding things that have margin and also sell fast. I wouldn't ask all these nosy questions if there were a ton of people listening. This is some exclusive stuff here. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like, this is just how I do things. And like, yeah, like if you do that and like look for a big list of items that are expensive and move quickly, you'll probably end up finding something profitable. And so, yeah, it basically is a master list of replens. And I would put them in the category of replens because they are replenishable, but at the same time, they're not always in stock at the price that I need them to be. So like, let's say this can opener was extremely quick moving. It's not always going to be up for sale on eBay at $93 because if it moves fast and it sells for profit, other people are going to want to do this and buy it from eBay. So you're going to want to have a way to continually check to see if these items are in stock from certain sellers. So they're replenishable in the way that I buy them over and over again, but they aren't replenishable in the fact that there's always a listing for them, even though some of them are like often in stock. And you're only doing used, anything oversized. So yeah, I do mostly used items, probably 95% used. And oversize, back in the fall, I was doing stuff like big HP printers. I was doing some typewriters. And I didn't enjoy that because they would break. So these days I try to stay to stuff that's like under 15 pounds. I just don't want stuff to break. But I guess technically a lot of the things are like small oversized. Any clothes or shoes? Yeah, I have a couple test buys out for some shoes, but yeah. I also did some more shoes in the fall. But yeah, not too many. I'll probably end this in a couple minutes, but it was good hanging out with everyone. What's your ROI and margin looking like? So are you talking about like overall margin, like from my sales and then like excluding all fees, software costs, etc., all that? But the ROI that I'm sending in is it's on the high side, and I'm working on lowering that because as I spend more money, it's like I need to just be less picky. The ROI has been probably like 50 to 60% a lot of the time, but I am getting a ton of returns. So that is kind of baked into it. So it ends up being a lower ROI because of those returns. And the overall margin, last month, it was like 23-ish%. So it was like really, really high last month. And this month, it's looking like it's going to be a lot lower because I've had some things go wrong. But still should be above like 16%. Probably 18 to 20% this month. Yeah, so needless to say, like last month was an extremely good month for me, like the best month profit-wise I've ever had. Seeing if we can maintain or grow that. Potentially I'll hit 100K this month. We will see. But I mean, if I hit 90 again, like that's amazing. What's for dinner? I actually just had some eggs. Like I had the latest lunch today. Dinner. What are we having? Oh yeah, I think we're having like chicken Alfredo. So some pasta and some chicken. What about you? But yeah, is this my only job? Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't work anywhere else. Just Amazon and posting. Tucker, did you say that you were working and doing Amazon part-time, or is this your full-time job as well? What's for dinner for you? Taco soup and chili stuff. That sounds pretty good. Are you a big Mexican person? Like, as far as food? When did you go full time? So what I was doing is I was selling on eBay part-time while I was in my internship for a master's degree. And then everything in the world happened and my internship got shut out and I had nothing to do for several months. So I'm like, I love reselling. Let's see if I can do this full time and make this work. And I ended up doing it. And within like several weeks, I'm like, this is what I want to do with my life. Like, I really love this. I'm excited to get up in the morning. I feel like I'm good at this. I feel like if I just put in the time, I can know how to do this well. So that's after several months, I realized that's what I was going to do full time. And then later I transitioned into Amazon. Oh no, I have a full-time job, but it's flexible and I have some free time to work on this. That is really cool. I don't know if you've heard of 𝗦cie Hustles, but he had a great situation coming in. I mean, he might not say it's a great situation, but like he had a cool situation where literally, I think for like 6 months, he was put on hold for his full-time job. And so he was getting paid to be on hold on standby, and he would just work on Amazon full time instead. And then they finally let him go, and he was so disappointed because he was going to quit anyways. Let's get that 100K, man. I hope so. Yeah, I hope it happens. I think I'm spending enough. We will see. I also am inspired to not end up working like 60 hours a week. To work 60 hours a week just to hit like a goal. I want my life to be enjoyable, you know. Like if I hit 100K, I want it to be like because I actually made the process better, you know. Like I'm sure you know how that is. What does your wife think about this? I think you said I have a wife. Yeah, my wife is so supportive. She just like, I guess I don't know how to say it, but like what my wife thinks about this, she is super supportive. She even if I wasn't doing well with it, she'd be encouraging. I feel like she just really wants me to do what I'm passionate about and what I feel like I'm good at. And she sees that I'm passionate about this and really encourages me to do as well as I can with it. So I am massively blessed in that way. Definitely watch 𝗦cie. He's a character, but he's giving out some great free knowledge. Yeah, and like it's interesting because he makes really good content and he's so consistent. I don't know if you guys see, but like he just posts like every single day. And he's like out at Walmart. Like that's not easy content. Like you actually have to go somewhere and like do all that stuff and then like have all these people watching you all the time. Like at Walmart. And I think he like films with like, he's on one phone and then he's filming with the other one. and he fills up his cart, and people probably stare at him and stuff, but he's not the type of person who really cares about that type of thing. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. We're going to end it right here, but hope you guys have a great night and take care.